Tonight on Buff Boss, the team dives into the vault to pull out a masterpiece of engineering. Will they be able to bring peace and justice to this ancient relic? Stay tuned and find out. Yo, welcome back to Buff Boss. We're going to work on a couple of cars today, but first, hey, we've upgraded the garage. It looks a lot better from before the flood even. You wouldn't even know this place had a flood. Unless you were, the locals in this town. It's a little ghost town still. I'm surprised I even get any work. It's not going to work. Well, the first car we're going to work on today, it came from an old friend. When I first worked in this industry, I worked at this quaint little shop called Lord's Auto. He took me in, showed me the ropes, and I really wanted to become a car detailer after working with him. Well, make a long story short, after the flood, he set me up at that garage that I worked in, raised my money. He paid for everything. So when I got this place up and running, the first thing I did was reach out to him and let him know if he ever has any work that needs to be done. Because I know the auto shop, it's got a car wash and a paint station, but it's not that great at detailing. So I asked him to send over any cars that customers would need, and he sent me one today. So let's take a look at it. Well, he said it came from Erwin George, and he said the story is hilarious. So let's take a look at this. All right, what's going on with this? So yesterday's party was legendary. I wanted to impress one girl, and I came in my dad's car. Oh, jeez, this is already going downhill pretty quickly. The one problem is that when I returned to her house today to get my ride back, it was gone. We looked all over the place and, well, the problem is that it wasn't stolen, unfortunately. I forgot to engage the parking brake and it rolled down all the way into the bushes at the end of the street. Either you managed to get rid of these scratches or I'll get my car. I regret that my car wasn't actually stolen. I see why you sent it this way. So we're going to have to do a big work job to fix this up. I'm pretty sure he's already fixed everything up, but let's get to work. All right, let's pull up that GTR. All right, let's pull up the GTR and put it in place. All right, let's see what it's looking like. It's not bad. It could definitely use a little work. Oh, well. The question is, how bad did he mess up this thing? Oh, jeez. Oh, well, let's get to work. So let's start off with the usual. Do the car interior first. All right, any trash? I was about to say, better not be any trash. These Pro kits that I just got from the market are really great. They're so perfect. Like, you just boop, 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 and it's done. Especially these cars. This freaking car seat right here. Oh my God. So much cleaner. I can see a lot of work needs to be done, but my question is, how is it going to explain the fact that the car seats magically are fixed too? I guess he's going to tell his dad, hey, I took it to the shop and fixed a few things. But how are you going to explain that to your dad? That you took this to a detailer to fix his seats? Ugh. I see that story is going to fall apart really quick for our child over there. All right, let's get the repair kit out. Let's scratch up these things. So, to give you guys a little preview of what's to come, we have a really nice vehicle to be working on tonight. We're going to break into the old boss's private collection. We're going to fix a certain gem. That's on my to-do list today. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Let's jump right in. Boom. All right, that chair's fixed. Next chair. Oh man. These interesting little stains that he's developed. crazy stains, actually. Oh well. It's a work in progress, right? Let's see here. So we got that fixed. Get that cleaned up. Oh man, this thing's got to go. Alright, we got those lovely seats finished. So let's start with the next part of the setup. Let's get these windows good up and going. Clean up this window. Oh my god. There we go. Clean the other mirror. There we go. Okay. Let's get the spray on here and clean all these windows up. Okay. There we go. All right, let's get the towel out. I'm not going to worry about wiping off the car since I'll be washing this shortly anyway. All right. Let's get some of this nice little detailing paste on. I wonder how our little friend's going to explain to his dad that his car is 100 times better than when he borrowed it the other day. But then again, he might just think the kid's responsible. Highly doubt it, though. Highly doubt it. Because George, you should understand by now. Parents always know. They will always know. But hey, if you want me to hide your secret, I will. No one ever said it was going to be easy, though. But then again, these lovely little things are a godsend. See how you explain this to your pops. Okay. Let's get that last polish on these windows. All right. So the lights are done. Let's get the vehicle cleaned up. Alrighty. That's done. Let's get these lovely headlights cleaned off. I swear our little buddy just like destroyed everything, didn't he? This car is such bad condition. But hey, I will clean it up. Because the old boss man wanted this cleaned up for him, and I'll put the extra effort for boss man's work. Even though I don't work for him anymore, I got my own place. You gotta remember your roots, right? So, that's a beautiful headlight. Okay. That's beautiful headlight. These things are being a little problematic, aren't they? Come on. Come on. There we go. Get that shine on there. Wipe these off. Oh yeah, look at that beauty. Next. This headlight's seen better days. It's seen a lot of better days. Okay, shine this up. Nice little wipe off. Oh yeah, look at that beauty. Surprised he hasn't asked me to do the tire work too. I guess he's like, my dad won't notice the tires. He doesn't notice the fact that there's like a bunch of freshly cleaned off scratches off the car, that most of which probably were there before you dropped it into a bush down a mountain off the side of the road. Wherever it may have gone. Not that one. This, that kit. All right, let's examine the damage. How bad are we looking here? Ooh, this thing took a lot to it, didn't it? The back looks like it. Yeah, the back took all of it. Man, these scratches are real. All right. Let's do what Buff Boss does best. Buff out these scratches. We're going to start with the sides of the vehicle that we can't get too easily from the other special cam. And just buff all those out. Because Buff Boss will buff everything. We'll buff it so bad that we'll need to nerf these vehicles after we're done. There we go. We need some more paste. Buff paste. How bad's the front? Yeah. That's looking crazy. Yeah, this vehicle's seen better days, definitely. All right, time to buff out this madness on the trunk here. All right. I think our buddy can rest in peace. All right, kid, don't wash your car for a few days. I suggest you don't do this. But if you do, I was never here. Never here. All right. So it's a good time we send off that vehicle. So let's go to our garage. Old boss man had a huge set of vehicles, and we're gonna work on a nice quaint gem today. We're gonna work on the cruiser Bluefish. All right, let's get to work on this Bluefish. This is a very classic vehicle for those who know which cars are the classics. All right. Okay. Did you know that they originally were actual air vents that were designed here, but were removed and replaced with fake air vents on the hood afterwards? Things you learn. But yeah, we're gonna get this car set up nice to go. Let's see if I can get a good value for this. Such a classic car. Such a classic car. We're gonna put some good work on this thing. There we go. All right. Let's fix the seats, because the seats need some love too. This car was probably so beautiful back in the day. I think we're gonna go with probably one of the more commonly known paint jobs for this thing once we're done. We're gonna paint it this lovely, lovely red color. Because, yeah, we definitely want to get this car's true heritage. As I dare say, there have been many colors, but there's one color that is very, very common in the retro styling. It's not as common as it should, but when I think of this car, I really think about that color. And I'm gonna make sure that the system will look exactly the same. But yeah. Beauty of this vehicle is in it's probably based off of just the small things. Like, Car Time magazine back in the day said that this chassis was years ahead of its time. And I dare say they were right. This vehicle is very, very good. Set up with its engine, nice little V8 engine. I think the stock was 250, but you had options up to get up to about I think 350, 400 horse. And then of course for about, I think back then it was 1,800, you could actually end up getting the full little Z06 racing performance modifications on it. So it was already something to work with. The split rear windows was actually a design that was wanted to resemble a sea creature on the roads. That's why it's split window. It's supposed to represent the vertebrae of a fish. Of course, that was a marvel for this vehicle, but from the 64 on, it was removed, mainly due to the difficulties with it. It was more of, hey, if we're splitting the back window, we're gonna have to deal with twice the assembly time, which means it would be more expensive to make that thing. Even though this vehicle was the first non-convertible coupe for buyers, it was still a very difficult one to maintain. And by maintain, it was also one of the few that had to fuel the early fuel injection systems. The fuel injection systems of these vehicles were so new of a concept back then that most mechanics would just remove them outright or advise their customers that it's better off to remove them and then replace them with carburetors. Of course, you know, they really, really did that, and there's some places that have so many like parts that were swapped out for carburetors and intake manifolds off of the fuel and injection system removal. These days it's a lot different. Back then, not many people knew how to deal with them, so they ended up saying no. we go. That was quite a work on its own, trying to find that last bit of water to remove. All right. Okay, so we're gonna wash off these lovely tires. Yeah, this car's starting to look quite beautiful. What did you think about this car? Did you think it's worth the hype? Or do you think it's a tire that's just, well, a car that's overrated for its time? This is a very, very Son-of-Us car. Very infamous. It's great, but also had its interesting perks, but most of those perks were design choices and changes that probably didn't benefit the tire any, or the vehicle either. I'm gonna keep confusing the car with a tire while I'm washing these tires. I'm gonna keep saying tire even though I'm talking about the car. So this car is quite the classic. Probably more based off the fact that it is just its history. It's more of its history than anything. How do you feel about the 1963? Yeah. Well, Cruiser Bluefish. Okay. We all know which vehicle this is, but we'll stick with this. Cruiser Bluefish, great vehicle. The side's being a little interesting. There we go. And get this nice little polish, make this tire shiny. So we gotta make it nice and shiny. Clean the last tire. This tire does get a little rough when we're pressure washing it, but I guess that's all right. We're slowly cleaning this thing little by little. Okay, get the last little tire treatment on, and then we got a few things left to do. Okay, the tires are done. Let's get this polish on before we deal with the final setups of the vehicle. Oh man, this thing, oh jeez. It's seen better days. It's seen a lot better days. I want to make this thing as beautiful as it was back in 1963 when it came out. That's my goal. Because this car is worth putting all the time and effort in. Of course, we can hope that the owners who purchase this from us one day will feel the same. It's hard to say how they'll feel about this vehicle. Okay. Let's buff out the rest of these. This car's definitely seen better days. All right. Beautifully set up. Let's put this away. Let's get this Cruiser Bluefish nice and cleaned up. We have to get this on the lovely red. There we go. Okay. Yep. There we go. This beauty restored to where it should be. All right, let's get a beautiful photo for the records. And that's it. That'll be everything for today's episode of Buff Boss. Let's see what we have going on here. Is there a vehicle that we should be thinking about? Yes, let's place the car here in all its beauty. The cruiser Bluefish, also known as the 1963 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Coupe, forever immortalized in the Buff Boss garage. Oh, there's this beautiful gem here. Maybe we'll work on this in a future episode. But for now, thank you as always. We will see you guys next week for a new episode of Buff Boss.